now we have got the simple stuff out the way, we're going to go on to some more technical looks. And this one I'm going to show you on my arm, as most looks will be until we get to the last couple of weeks. I'm going to do an infected bacteria look. Really simple to do, quick and easy. What you're going to need is our trusted liquid latex, some toilet paper. Crazy, I know, but it will all come clear. Pot with our sponge, red and black snazaroo paints, paintbrush, and of course fake blood. Now for this look we're going to start off as we did our fingernails with covering a base of our arm for the bacteria. Now, as I said before, you want to do a patch test and leave it to dry now and again. Right, so this should go clear. So while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to talk to you about the toilet tissue. Nothing expensive, you don't need to use your Andrex or anything. This is literally from Pound Shop. And you just want to rip your tissue paper into the thinnest parts. So you've ripped it and then you just separate it like so. And this is what we are going to do for most of our looks. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing that until I've got everything I need. For this look we are going to build up about 2 to 3 layers. And the last one. Fab. So that's our toilet tissue. Get the drift of that? Fab. While we've been doing that, that has partly dried. So we're going to go back over it with some more latex. Right. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to take the thinnest part and we're just going to place this on our hand and our arm, and obviously rip bits if they don't fit and just place it on. And then you're going to go back over with your latex and with the stippled look, and you're just going to pat it down to the skin, making sure you go over the edges so it blends in with your skin. And you will need quite a bit of latex for this. So I'm just going to top mine up. Right, so that's how it looks. Make sure everything's covered and everything is smoothed down. And you're literally going to repeat this look a couple more times. So you've got that. So we're going to go over it again with some more tissue paper. Wow, toilet paper. Place that down on the arm. Rip bits that don't fit. And it's just a trial and error. You can overlap the toilet paper, there's no worry with that. Okay, so that's basically where you want to go with it. And I'll just press it down. And the art of this is that you don't have to be neat. Okay, so we're just stumpling this down, making sure everything's covered. Right. So what I'm going to do now, after I've done 2 layers, so I'm just going to get my hairdryer and blow dry this. Okay, now it's partly dry. we're going to go back over with a latex, and we're just going to do one more layer, and then we're going to let it completely dry. And because I'm using the hairdryer, it's speeding up the process. Okay, so you've covered that. You're going to get some more tissue, place it over your hand and your arm, and get a little bit more. And this, it doesn't have to be whole sheets, you can rip it up if you want a more rough look, but at the end when it's dry we're going to rip it all up and create holes anyway, so there's no need being neat. And you don't have to build it up your hand, you can keep it here. I'm just giving you a rough idea of how to do this. And as I said, any look that I do on my arms, you can transfer it to your face, to your neck. But in the next couple of weeks, I am going to show you some looks of just complete looks. So we're going to go into zombies, we're going to do cut open throat, the lot. Okay, so we've covered that. Make sure we go down the arm. Okay, so we've covered that. So now we just want to dry it with a hairdryer. It should only take a couple of minutes. Okay, so you can tap it. It goes an off yellow colour when it's ready. So it's just quite easy, quite rough. Right, I did lie to you, we are going to need one more thing, and that is foundation. This is just something cheap you can get off eBay. And if you've got like a beauty blender, you don't have to use it, but or just an old tatty sponge. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to blend the skin colour around the edges, just so it looks more realistic. Okay, so get a little bit of foundation. You're just going to go over the edges and blend it into your arm. You're not going to go over the whole of the look, because quite frankly, it's going to be covered in blood. But this is just to make sure that we cover all those edges. Okay, so we're just going down the arm. Right. So now is the fun bit. Gonna, with this, rip holes. So I've got a hole creating already. You can do little ones, big ones, just so it looks like the bacteria has got into your skin and it's basically just eating away at it. So pick it up. You can use scissors, but I don't risk it, because if you cut your own skin, yes, it will add blood, but it's not going to be the best method. Okay, so little holes. You want big holes. You don't want too many, as then that will just look ridiculous, but just so you've got a good number. And if you want to stick flaps down, literally just grab a bit of latex, tiniest bit as a bit of a glue, and then it just sticks it down. So you've got 4 different types. So now you're happy with it. It looks quite cool. You're going to go in with your red face paint. And again, I'm just using a simple water-based one. And we're just going to go into the wounds. Make sure we've got every corner covered. And you obviously don't have to be neat with this. So you're really going to get in. Right, so you've covered your main areas. Now we're going to go on to the outside. So we literally just want to stipple it in. And don't forget this side if you've got flaps and stuff open. So we're just going to carry on with this all over the hand. Just as you can see, it's creating quite a gory effect. Now with the outside, obviously we've covered it with foundation, but I am going to go with a bit of purple eyeshadow just to create sort of like a bruising effect. So when you're going with your blurred, don't worry about it, just give it a bit of a blend out. Because remember, you've still got your latex there as well, so if you did want to put some powder on, then that's fine. But because we're covering it in blood anyway, it doesn't particularly matter as much. So we're going on to our red still. We want a variation of colours, so some areas with more, some areas a little bit less. Just go in there again. Right, so once you're pretty happy and you feel like you've got enough on there, we literally want to go in with some black now. Okay, so it doesn't look that great at the minute, but you can see it moves and the prosthetic looks quite good. So we're going to go with some black. Right, and what we're going to do is we're going to darken the outsides of where our holes are. Only a little bit though, as you don't want to lose the redness. So obviously it's going to be sore if you've got bacteria eating away at you. And just fade that out. Okay. And you just basically just want to play with it, see how it looks. Okay, we're going to go back over with red. Really pick up some colour. Okay. Now, if you're not happy with it, then it's just trial and error. But as you can see, it's looking pretty gross. Right, so now we want blood. So everybody loves a bit of blood. Right, so we're going to take our vampire blood yet again. Right, so we're going to dab it, pour it in where, oh it's dripping, catch it, in where the holes are in our arms, just to create the whole illusion that this bit on top actually is our skin. Right, so we're going to move that about. So we have got quite a bit on there. Flip out the way. Right, now we're going to take our brush and we're literally just going to run it, picking up things and just running it. So we just blends it. Okay. Right, there we are. A bit more blood just to cover it there. Okay, so it's looking pretty gross. Now we're going to get some purple eyeshadow. Or purple paint, but eyeshadow blends easy. Now this is literally, I think you get this from Argos. Really, really simple. And we're going to go for a purpley sort of look. Or a dark blue, just to sort of pick out sort of some shading, some light and dark around the arm. Right, maybe some browns as well. because you don't want it to look prim and proper. You want to be as messy as possible. And if you're not liking the edges, just whack a bit of blood on the outsides. Or just to take some out of your. And if you're not happy because it looks too red or it looks too black, we can go over with some black paint. You just need to think where your darkest points are going to be and where your lightest. Obviously this bit isn't going to be so dark, but where your infected, sort of the bacteria's got in and it's infected, that's where your dark is going to be. That's quite gross. Right, okay, and that, guys, trial and error. You want to sort of just play about with it and sort of mess around with how you like it. You can lift the flaps up and maybe stick them down. We've got a whole lot of section there, and it's basically, that's it. And more blood, add blood. But just don't go too overboard, because when you start adding too much, it starts to look really unrealistic. So that is look number 1 of your advanced prosthetic making with your liquid latex. And this is an infected bacteria look. As I said, it would work really well around your neck, or maybe down your chest area, on your face. So yeah. There we are, guys, and stay tuned for some more advanced special effects now you've got the basics.